find out that I like it.
I'm very excited about this event and what it represents, primarily because it brings together things that I believe should be together and aren't always together. The first is a wide-ranging subject matter and people with all different kinds of approaches, methods, experience, and styles. Second, it brings together scholars and performers of all kinds, something that is not, I think, done enough. And just as important, and maybe even more important, it brings together the university and the community outside.
I think the need for a specific institute, for whether it's music or Romani studies in general, I think the need is really great because people just don't have the awareness.
To echo what Michael said, the different types of voices that we can bring together here. I'm not Romani myself. I've spent some years studying this kind of thing. I'd like to hear from community activists, Roma performers, non-Romani people playing Romani music, and in this room we actually have representatives from all these constituencies. I think that's really, really important. I've been interested in Balkan music for many, many years, as first a fan and a performer, and then I became more of a researcher and a scholar. And once you're in the Balkans, you can't help realize that Roma have a very important role in professional music in the Balkans, and on the other side they're also despised. So the essential role and the admiration, but on the other side the discrimination. So through my Balkan music research I became interested in Roma and Romani music. But actually in my academic studies, when I went into folklore and got my PhD, I actually spent time with another Romani group, not a Balkan Romani group, American Roma, Calderash and Machwaya, and focused on pretty much a non-musical topic. I looked at gender, fortune-telling, the taboo system, ritual, and that taught me the language and a lot about the culture and the comparative perspective of looking at one Romani group and another, and realizing that it's very important not to generalize and essentialize Roma as some universal category, worldwide category. The tray with the red covering, that's the one that has henna in it. The rest of them have clothing for the bride, underwear, jewelry. Gender this performance is. It's the women who do all of the ritual and most of the dancing. That's the bride's mother bringing people inside her house. And the next one is a little bit later on at the banquet. People do get very much into solo dancing, standing on the table. This is a woman with her brother kind of urging her on, another brother around her. So she's sort of in a safe, non-shameful environment, because for her to do this kind of dancing for strangers would be considered very immodest in this community. But here she's among family members. Her children are watching her. And the musician who we'll see in just a minute is the venerated Muhammed Chun from the Chun clan, originally from Kosovo, but very venerated, Chalgia, and then wedding musicians in the Skopje area.
Скажи, русский different язык, другой совсем, другие законы, другое это самое, как сватают, как это, все абсолютно другое. Что дают, это совсем другое, понимаете? Молдавский, это разных диалектов.
just stop there. That's Stefan Grappelli, who was his very well-known violinist sidekick, in a way. So the defining characteristics of gypsy jazz derive from the music of Django and the quintet in the 1930s and 1940s, specifically with regard to instrumentation, technique, and repertoire.
So what I wanted to sort of get at in this sense is that Roma, therefore, are integral to this. And I don't have much time to go through some of this stuff, but tipping is a really big way in which this is done, right? The giving of money is very much imbibed with this kind of thing. And you'll see how prominently it gets displayed. So if somebody drops 500 euros, everybody watches him do it. And there are some very stark ways in which this is done, right? You can spit on a bill and slap it onto a musician's forehead, cheeks, tuck it in his collar. I've seen people crumble bills and throw them, you know, or drop them to make musicians have to stoop to pick up their earnings.
With me on this particular thing, but when the person dancing in the front, it's not actually put there to show them off. It's actually a form of respect when you request.
And I would like to agree with you.
Right.
It's a little different. It's to project the feelings that Roma people have and project in their music.
My experience of the Serb events is a little different. So when Serbs are doing this, in fact, I would hear this all the time. People would say to me, I would say, what's the big deal? Because people will actually get into fights at these weddings.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, it's my turn to have the music. Where are you taking it? Or someone will have the musicians for 2 hours and someone will say, can we let so-and-so have, because as you say, it's a gesture of respect, let's have the musicians attend to some of the other persons, and they'll get into arguments because they want to keep them. And so I've asked people on the ground there, why get into an argument at a happy celebration about something like this? And people will say to me, because it's about, it's my power, it's my moment. I want people to watch me.